All right, we want to solve one linear and one quadratic equation. So what do we know for linear? So anything linear is where the power of x is equal to 1. So where the power of x is 1. So watch this. This is the linear because the power of x here is 1. So here is the linear. Why this is not the linear? This is not a linear equation, but this is a linear equation. X here is 1. So how do you solve this? It's very simple to solve. The first thing you do here is that step 1, ignore the power of x that is 2. Ignore that one. Work with the power of x that is 1. That's step 1. Step 2, make either x or y subject of the formula from the power of x that is 1. So once you do that, you can now solve. So from equation 1 and from equation 2, the power of x that is 1 here is equation 2. So from equation 2, I have it as 2x minus y to give me 1. So here, let me make y sub of the formula. I will just take minus y here. If I take it there, I will have that 2x. This is plus 1. When you bring it inside, that will give me minus 1 equals to y. So I can now rearrange by saying this becomes 2x minus 1. We'll call this one equation 3. Reason is because we have equation 1 and equation 2 here. So that is now our equation 3. Now that I have this here, I will now say put equation 3 into this equation. We have not used equation 1 for anything. So we are putting this into equation 1. That's what we are doing here. Mind you, we must look for the value of x and y. So be careful. We are looking for the value of x and y. If I want to look for y, I will just come to equation 3 to make use of y and get y. So please watch that. So I'll copy equation 1 out because I want to put this equation 3 into this equation 1. So copy equation 1 out. I have this, and then I have this to give me minus 1. So remember that we say let y be this. That means anywhere I see y in this equation 1 now, I will put this value there. So I'll bring 3x squared minus 4. I will remove this y and put this one there. So 2x minus 1. Then everything will give me minus 1 here. Bring 3x squared down. Open this bracket. I'm having 8x minus affect this minus plus 4 times 1. I have this. That will give me this. From this point, I have that 3x squared minus 8x. Bring this one inside. So this will give us plus 1. Everything here will give us 0 because you cannot leave this equal to like this. If you remove this one here, you cannot leave it like this. So in quadratic equation, we put equals to 0. So this is where we have that. So here, I have this value equals to this. I have this. Here will give us 5. Everything here will give us this. So what do I know to do? Now, because the numbers are not big, I can use factorization method. So using factorization method, so you can decide to use any of the method. You can decide to use for quadratic formula method. You can decide to use completing the square method. You can decide to use factorization method. They are all the same. They will give you the same answer. So they are all the same thing, please. So this is it. Now from here, what do I know to do? First, I will multiply this by the back. That's my product. I already told you how that one works. Go and watch the case 1. You get to understand that. So this will give us plus 15x squared. Next, I'm having the sum. The sum is always the middle value here, minus 8x. So we want to now get the factor. That's what we call factor here. Factor. So how do we get the factors here? So we are saying that you come to the product, what and what do you multiply to give you 15x squared? And I told you that you can take your 15 somewhere and divide by the smallest number. You start from the smallest one. 3 can go here. 3 here is 5. What can go in 5 is 5 over 1. So I'll take this one. Now, how do I make sure that 3 and 5 will give me this 15? So what and what do I multiply to give me 15 is 3 and 5. Next, how do I get minus 8? Since here is minus 8, I will change this value to be minus 8 minus 8. So I will say, watch, 3 times 5 will give us 15. How do I get minus 8? How do I get minus 8 here? Remove these times and put minus in both places. So here become minus this, minus this. That will give us minus 8. So this is what I'm using as the factor here. So the factor becomes minus 3x and minus 5x. That's the factor. So let's go. So I will say here, since I know the factor as minus 3x and minus 5x. So I'll copy the first one out. So I'll have that 3x squared. So minus, I will not put this 8 anymore because I want to change this into quadratic. Quadratic means 4. So quad means 4. Quad means 4. From the question, we are having just 3 variables. This trinomial, 3 values. So how do we change it to quad into 4? Is what we want to do now. So don't put this minus 8 anymore. Put these 2 values. So this will give us minus 3x minus 5x, then plus this value here. Everything gives us 0. So if you check now, the value here are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So from here now, I can now bracket this one, 2, 2. What is common in the first bracket? 3 is here, 3 is here. Bring 3 out. X is here, X is here. Bring the small x. This one, this is bigger than this. Here is 2, here is 1. Bring this one out. So when this cancels this one, please watch this. 3x squared divided by this 3x here. So 3 cancels 3. X here is 2, x is 1. If one of this one cancels 2 of this one, we are left with 1x. So this is it here. From this point, I'll have minus 3x cancels this 3x. Now I'm having 1 here. So minus here. What is common here is 5. 5 is here, 5 is here. Bring out the 5 into bracket. When this 5 cancels this 5 here, we are left with this x. Then look at this bracket. Since here is 1, look at this. This is minus 1. Minus. Just take this minus 1 and put it here like this. Or better still, take what is here in this bracket, put it here. It's the same thing. Yes, it's the same thing. Take what is in this bracket and put it here. It's the same thing. Better still. So from this point, what do I do now? Pick the outside one or pick the bracket. Any one you like, you are correct. So let me pick the outside one first. And then pick one of the bracket. One of the bracket. Everything here is this. So what do I know now? We equal this one now. We say 3x minus 5. Equal it to be 0. Or equal this bracket to be 0 here. We are looking for x. That's what we want to do. So I will say 3x. Take this one over here. I'm having 5 here. Or take this one over here. X here is 1. I've gotten the first value of x here. I will divide here by 3, divide here by 3. So x now becomes, here, becomes 5 over 3. And x here, or x here becomes 1. So remember, I've just gotten x. I've not gotten y. Don't forget that. I've not gotten y whatsoever. And don't forget that we say our y is 2x minus 1. Don't forget that. Our y is 2x minus 1. Don't forget that here. So here, I will rub this one off. Since I have gotten my value of x to be that one, so to get y, to find y now, we'll say recall that y becomes this value. So since the value of x is 2, I will solve each of them 1, 1. For the first value of x is 5 over 3. I will say 2 into bracket. So I have 5 over 3 here minus 1. So here, this will only affect this. This can only affect if they can divide. If 2 can divide this, or this can divide this, but they cannot divide. So it will only affect when you are multiplying. This down only affect when you are dividing. Don't forget, when you are dividing this one, they affect. But if you are multiplying, this only affect this. It will not affect the down one when you are multiplying. So 2 times 5 here, I'm having 10 over 3 minus 1. Find my LCM, because this is a fraction. Make this one a fraction so that you can find LCM. What's my LCM here? Is 3. 3 in 3 is 1. And this one, I have 10 minus. Here is 3 times this one. I'm having 3 here. So this will give us what? 7 over 3 for my first y. For the second y, I'll start by saying that this becomes 2x minus 1 here. Okay, let me just take it somewhere here. Somewhere here. To get the second value for y now, I will say, so 2x minus 1. I already know that my x here is 1. So I will just say y becomes 2 into bracket 1. Anywhere you see x, you put 1. So y becomes what? 2 minus 1 y becomes 1. So I have the values of x and the values of y here. So we can now bring them together if you like. So we say x therefore becomes 5 over 3, comma 1, and y becomes 1, comma 7 over 3, or 7 over 3, 7 over 3, 7 over 3, comma 1. So this is the values of x and y. So don't forget, if you get the value of x to be 2, you will get the value of y to be 2. If you get the value of x to be 1, you get the value of y to be 1. So that's how it works. Please share this, like this, comment on this. Tell this to your school, to your friends, to your community. If you are doing Post UTME, if you are doing JAMB, if you are doing this forthcoming GC, you're also planning to write WAEC and JAMB in the next coming future, please, this is the channel to be. Share this. See you in the next class.